Welcome back to The Healthy Writer, where creativity meets wellness. In today's video, I'll show you how to do emotional freedom tapping for depression. I know that not everyone has an equal amount of resources to get the help they need. And if that is your circumstance, then I hope especially this session proves helpful for you. EFT is useful for processing all kinds of emotions, and I'm excited to share this one with you all. So the way to do emotional freedom tapping is by tapping different points of your body. I will try to keep the points intended for the session in camera view when I can. So we'll start by tapping the side of the palm onto the, I like doing the karate chop because this is another calming point in the body, so it's fun if you can get a couple different points at the same time. I also want to note that I tend to do a few extra taps in areas where people who do emotional freedom tapping don't typically direct it. Usually there's like a loop, so you start with the palm, then you go to the eyes, above the lip, below the chin, above the collarbone or below the collarbone, and then at the breast line, the side like 3 inches below your armpits. And then after that one you do the top of your head. I also add one with the neck because I have a lot of stuff with the throat, so I find that helps me. It also loosens tension in the neck. So even though I feel depressed, I deeply love and accept myself. Even though some mornings are harder than others to wake up, I deeply love and accept myself. Even as I take longer naps or drink too much coffee or eat too many donuts, I deeply love and accept myself. I recognize that these things are methods of comfort, and I'm allowed to comfort myself, especially when I feel sad. And even though these are my ideal forms of comfort, I love myself despite, choosing slightly unhealthier routes of comfort. And even though there's a sense of some guilt, sleeping a little longer, not being as productive, I recognize I'm human, that I'm allowed to not be productive sometimes, a lot of the time, that I'm allowed to process my emotions, and sometimes that means extra sleep. And if I'm not perfect in my diet, and if that, contributes a little bit to the depression as well, and if I go into a bit of a cycle, I recognize that I can eventually break out of that cycle. I recognize that patterns can be broken, and that by doing this EFT session for depression, I am in fact breaking a pattern. I'm trying something new for something old, for something I maybe didn't expect to crop up. And even though there feels a little bit of defeat in experiencing depression again, especially since I felt that I had so many methods of getting out of it, that there shouldn't be a reason why I was feeling like this again. Even though there's some shame in feeling like this is happening again, I deeply love and accept myself and acknowledge that I'm allowed to be imperfect. I'm I'm allowed to be sad and depressed if that's what comes up. And even though it sucks, even though it sucks a lot, and I'd rather not feel this way, I'd rather just be able to get through like the days without feeling these interruptions of emotions or thought cycles. I recognize that it's okay, that I'm not alone, that there are a lot of other people all across the world who also struggle with their feelings sometimes. And that's what depression is. It's a feeling, and it's a state of being, and it can be a diagnosis if it goes on for a certain period of time. And even though in the past I have had longer bouts of this, I know that I always get out of it, and it's okay. It's okay. I deeply love, honor, and accept myself, and recognize that I'm allowed to feel these feelings. There's nothing wrong with being sad. It's completely normal to feel like this. And I know that every moment I take care of myself by doing something like EFT or other relaxing techniques, I'm changing old patterns. I'm breaking them. I'm doing something different than what I did before. I'm learning new ways to take care of myself. And in learning these new ways, I'm also sharing them with loved ones and strangers like y'all. Some loved ones probably watching. And that feels good. It feels good to recognize that I have the capacity to change, that I have the capacity to grow and to learn and to do something new. To do something new with these feelings. Now, these feelings don't control everything I do, even if they affect many of the things I do. It's frustrating to feel something that's a negative emotion and that feels judged by society in a lot of ways. Even though I recognize that, I also recognize that I don't have to be perfect, that I am just as lovable even when I don't feel super happy, and that I'm allowed to be supported even when I'm sad. And we'll do under the arm. And if you're getting teary-eyed like me, that's okay. If anything, it's probably just evidence that your body really needed this. And it's a good thing to cry, because if you don't let it out, then it just stays in your body and it impacts everything you do. So even though I feel a little embarrassed getting teary-eyed on this channel, or if you're at home and if you're getting teary-eyed at home, I recognize that emotions are part of being human. And when I allow myself to feel, then I'm more human. And that's what I'm here to do on this earth. Be very human. We're all here for that, right? To learn all the human things. So we'll go back to, even though I'm feeling depressed and sad and kind of lonely, I deeply love and accept myself. Even though it's uncomfortable feeling this, I know that's temporary. No emotion lasts forever, negative or positive. And that's relief that emotions don't stay the same. That the lows show us how delightful the higher emotions are. That the difficult emotions can make us feel more grateful for the times where everything just feels okay and safe and easier. And even though it doesn't feel like that right now, I have to remember that everything comes in cycles. It's like the moon or the ocean. And it's okay to be sad sometimes. It's okay to feel grief for things that are no longer. And it's okay to feel the emotions of change, and I deeply accept my right to feel this way. I'm allowed to feel sad and depressed and eat too many donuts sometimes, or to sleep too much, or to not get enough sunshine or see other people. And even as I recognize that I'm allowed moments of lowness, I also want to remember that I can do things. Go back to the palms. That I can do things that show myself other kinds of love. I can make chicken soup. That's delicious. Or something vegetarian, if that is my cuisine choice. I can go for daily walks. I can call a loved one. I can journal. I can check out Tessa's video on the Healthy Writer for some of the calming mechanisms. I actually did that this week. I'm like, oh, I feel upset. What videos did I do to help in times like this? And if you're at home, you can make a list of things that make you particularly feel better. If there's a TV show you like, or if there are particular friends who you feel better when you call, make a list of all those things. And if you're upset and you're having trouble thinking, you can go back to that list, and that list will be like a little roadmap that you can follow. You can feel a ton of variety, a spectrum of emotions, and through all of that spectrum, I can deeply and completely love and honor myself. So, wherever you are, take a deep breath, tap between your eyes, and let go of that sadness and that depression, that lowness. Just a little. Let go, let go, let go, let go, and allow it to dissipate as much as possible from your body. Take another deep breath. Wiggle our fingers down. And there we go. We did the first EFT session of this channel. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I felt the necessity of it for sure tonight. And I wanted to thank you all for watching and being part of it, and I hope if any of you are feeling depressed, which I assume you might be if you click to this, I hope this video has helped you, and I will be doing other videos on resources for depression, but in the meantime there's also the internet. And I'll try to include some other EFTs for depression that I like in the description below. And as always, please like, subscribe, hit that notifications bell. Thanks again. Take care, y'all.